So when these meristematic tissues stop dividing, when these meristematic tissue stop dividing and start performing a particular function, start performing a particular function, functions. Okay. So if it start dividing and start performing a particular functions, then what is going to happen? Now they will attain a particular type of tissue and they are called permanent tissue. They become permanent tissue. They become permanent tissue. Okay. So when meristematic tissue stop dividing, they start performing a particular function, then they become permanent tissue. Now the permanent tissue has been divided into two parts. One is simple permanent tissue. We have discussed simple permanent and the complex permanent tissue. Complex permanent tissue. Okay. Permanent tissue. And we have discussed these both a little bit. That what is simple permanent tissue? They consist of only one kinds of cells, or similar cells are present. Okay. But complex permanent tissue made up of consists of different kinds of cells grouped together. Okay, different kinds of cells grouped together. Okay, grouped together and they form complex permanent tissue. Okay, and then only xylem and phloem comes under this category. So we were discussing the simple permanent tissue. And simple permanent tissue are of various types. One is the parenchyma. Second one is parenchyma. The third one is sclerenchyma. So we have written this one is sclerenchyma, parenchyma, about this sclerenchyma, parenchyma a little bit. Now we're just going to study each and every one in great details. Okay, so what we are going to study? That's the first is parenchyma tissue. The parenchyma tissues are those tissues that are simple, and we can say that in parenchyma tissue, we have further divided the parenchyma tissue into various types. Parenchyma tissue has been divided into various parts. One is simple parenchyma. Second one is arenchyma. And the third one is the chlorenchyma. The word chlorine means chlorophyll. It comes from chlorophyll. Okay. So if I'm saying that, what does the simple parenchyma tissue does? If anybody in the class can tell me what the main function of simple parenchyma tissue? Simple parenchyma tissue. Yes. Haris, you want to say something, but your mic is muted.
No, sir.
Yes. Okay. So if I'm saying the parenchyma tissue, so I'm talking about the simple parenchyma tissue. The simple parenchyma tissue, we can say that it generally help. These are the simple cells. Okay. Let's write each and everything properly. Okay. So note it down. That simple parenchyma tissue, it is a fundamental. We can say that it is a fundamental tissue, and tissue is means we can say that this has been evolved from the bryophytes. Okay. And the main function of this type of tissue is just to store food. Okay. And cell wall is made up of cellulose and pectin. We have discussed this one, and then large central vacuole. So tell me that if I have written this type of tissue, this have you copied the parenchyma tissue in the previous class that we have discussed? Tell me, yes, please.
I don't remember, sir. Maybe.
Let me have. You need to write each and everything properly. So we have something. Okay. So if I'm talking about the simple parenchyma tissue, let me describe that these are different types of tissue that we have discussed in the previous class also. That we have three types of tissue that you see here. that we have three types of tissue here. That is parenchyma tissue. First is parenchyma, that is generally used for storage of food. If it is chlorenchyma, this is a parenchyma, but the three types of parenchyma tissue. Parenchyma tissue are of three types. Are of three types. Are of three types. Three types. Okay. So if the means if the parenchyma tissue is generally storing food, okay, then they don't have a space, they are tightly packed together. Okay, so we'll say that it is parenchyma tissue. And if these parenchyma tissue bear some chloroplast, okay, and they help in the photosynthesis, okay, so we say that this is a type of tissues called chlorenchyma. Okay, and if they have air space, like they have holes here, okay, so that provide the buoyancy to and help the plant to float. So if they are going to have the air space, air gaps in the wood, like we have, this type of tissue is considered to be as parenchyma. Okay, got it? Got it? You understood the difference?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Everybody in the class? Okay. So if I'm talking about the parenchyma, so let's you write it about the parenchyma. The main functions of parenchyma tissue is just to store food. Okay, the main function is just to store food. So please note it down here. So parenchyma tissue means we can just write only these points that it is a fundamental tissue. Okay, and the cells means with thin walled cells. I think that you have written this one in the previous class. Okay, cell wall composed of cellulose and pectin. Primary functions, storage of food. Please note it down. And write this large central vacuoles. Note it down. When you're done, please let me know. Okay. In we can say that in typical parenchyma, like we are just saying simple parenchyma, the photosynthesis is not means there is no chlorophyll is present. But if they contain, if the chloroplast is there, and we consider this type of the chloroplast containing parenchyma is called chlorenchyma. Okay, which perform photosynthesis. Got it? Got it?
Yes, sir.
So please
Yes, sir.
note. Have you noted this one? Have you
Yes.
noted? Rumaisa,
Yes, sir.
everybody in the class? Riaz,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Abdul Jabbar, noted?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Bring your lid a little means can you please down your lid so you're not clearly visible to me that if you are writing on it. Yes, like this. Okay. So everyone noted. Okay, let's move further. So let's talk about this one. Means in typical parenchyma, you know that in typical parenchyma, the chlorophyll is absent. Okay, chlorophyll is not present. Okay. So if I just talking about you that here that you can see that here the chlorophyll is not present in simple parenchyma. They generally have large central vacuoles, and we can say that they are just designed to store food. But if they bear some chlorophyll, where is chlorophyll present? Chlorophyll present in the chloroplast. Chloroplast is a cell organelle that is present in the plants. Cell only. Okay, so we can say if it is chloroplast is there, then chlorophyll must be there. So chloroplast bearing parenchyma is considered to be as chlorenchyma. And if it is bearing chloroplast, then what does it mean? It simply means that they are going to do the photosynthesis. Okay, got it? So here in typical parenchyma, chlorophyll is absent and there is no chlorophyll present. Okay, but chloroplast containing parenchyma tissue are called chlorenchyma, which perform photosynthesis. Okay, so note this point for the note these 2 points for the chlorenchyma. Chlorenchyma. Okay. Note this. Haris, are you writing?
Yes, sir. Done.
Show me a copy. Show me a copy on the camera. Say you have done. Have you noted? Haris, show me a copy on the camera.
Sir, should I send in WhatsApp or?
Today?
None, sir.
What you are saying, Aris? What you are saying?
Sir, what is
Sir,
buoyancy?
should I send in WhatsApp?
No, no, no. You need to send on WhatsApp. Just show me on camera right now.
Okay, sir.
Sir, what is buoyancy? Buoyancy.
Buoyancy is something that help us to float. It is buoyancy. Buoyancy means that it help us to float. So this is, you need to write these points only for Florenchyma, and this is for Erenchyma. You know that if the in hydrolytic plants means the plants that are present in the okay, the plants that we are
Sir, can you see?
have to remove the background. Let it be, but note it down each and everything properly. Okay. So in a hydrolytic plants, that is containing containing air and chyma. Okay. So we say that in the hydrolytic plants, air and chyma is present. Air and chyma means the tissue or the parenchyma that contains that bears air holes. Parenchyma is a type of parenchyma, okay, containing air vessels, provide buoyancy, and this buoyancy provides, we can say, parenchyma, we can say that it helps us to, it helps the plant to float, okay, which help plants to float, which help plants, water plants to float. Note it fast.
None, sir.
So now we have studied this. Everyone have noted this one. Noted.
Sir, done.
Sir, done. Done, sir.
Maisa, are you there in the class?
Yes, sir, done.
Okay. So if I'm saying this one, that this permanent tissue we have divided into simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. Now the permanent tissue are means we have divided the simple permanent tissue into three types: the parenchyma, the collenchyma, and the sclerenchyma. This parenchyma has three types that we have discussed: simple parenchyma, and the simple parenchyma we have discussed. Okay, this is simple parenchyma. Okay, simple parenchyma, and this one is, we have discussed the parenchyma, and we have discussed the chlorenchyma. Okay, now we are just talking about the next type of simple permanent tissue, that is collenchyma. So you understood what is collenchyma? Colon.
They give flexibility to the plant.
Yes, collenchyma though, and sclerenchyma also. You have discussed this collenchyma, sclerenchyma. Check your copy in the previous class. I think that we have discussed this collenchyma in the previous class. Check it. Check it. Do we have discussed this one in the previous class? Have you noticed this one? Why, sir? Check it. Okay. So if you are checking and you are not answering, it means you have not written this one. So let's you write again if you have not. Okay. So if I just talking,
Written, sir.
so no, write it again if you are not. So because every student is not answering. Okay. So I'm saying collenchyma, collenchyma. So collenchyma means this type of tissue provide the flexibility to the plants. Okay. And these are responsible for providing the flexibility to the plant. Okay, and they have loose packed. They have the cell wall which is not very tightly packed, so that's why it can provide flexibility. Okay, so their cell wall is, means we can say that the cell wall is not very tightly packed. Okay, or they are having loose or localized cell wall and provide flexibility to the plants. Okay, and generally have low amount of chloroplast. It is like in leaves, you see that twigs are we are able to bend. Okay, so they are also green in colors and they can easily perform photosynthesis. So we can say that generally they are not so much. Chloroplast is not present in much quantity as so they are not good in photosynthesis. I like the other chlorine tissue. Okay, so let's discuss that is cholenchyma. So let you note something about cholenchyma. Okay, so note it down. That cholenchyma only write some points. That is not every point you need to write. These are the elongated cell with thick corners. Okay, with thick corners. Okay, provide flexibility to the plants part and easy bending of various part. Okay, present in the margins of leaves. Gives mechanical strength and elasticity to the growing stems. Note it down.
Sir, done.
Done, sir.
Done everyone in the class. Noted. So
Yes,
now
sir.
talking
Yes,
about
sir.
this sclerenchyma. Sclerenchyma tissues are made up. Means we can say that these are the two types of tissues, and they are generally we can say that sclerenchyma tissues are made up of dead cells. Okay, they generally contain entirely cell walls. Okay, and this is secondary cell wall is present in them, and we can say that dead cell they are containing dead cells. Okay, so if I just ask you that in the sclerenchyma, that consists of dead cell, very provide is strength or mechanical strength. Again, this is just providing the hardness or mechanical strength to the plant. Okay, so it provides mechanical strength. Okay, and generally, like for example, we are just going to have the hard covers of coconut, husk of coconut, we can say. Okay, and the walnut of the cover shell or the shell cover of walnut, agarot, we call it. Okay, so these are generally consist of, they are made up of sclerenchyma tissue. Okay, and these are tightly packed, so tightly packed that they are impervious to water. No, nothing can pass through it. Okay, so let's talk about it and let's write something about it. that composed of extremely thick wall and with no little or means there is very little protoplasm. Means actually it is only cell wall. Everything inside, that is cytoplasm, nucleus, and everything is inside. Okay, there is nothing present in it. Okay, so if I'm saying that they are generally in the class. Files here, devices here, left the class. Then we will left the class. Okay. So please note it down, dear students. About this clan gamma composed of extremely thick wall cell with little or no protoplasm. Cell wall are dead and composed of very thick lignified walls. Okay. Lignin is waterproof material. It is a waterproof material that inhibits the entry of water inside. Means everything that, like we know in normal cells we have uh, mitochondria, ribosomes, nucleus. Okay, but in the sclerenchyma nothing is present. Everything is cell wall. Okay, so this all means almost no protoplasm, means no cytoplasm, no cell organelle is present. The cell is completely dead. So this is generally a complete cell wall. Okay, which is not going to have any intermolecular space. Or sorry, intercellular space. Okay, note it down. So which type of tissue is going to have lignified cell wall? Tell me, dear students. Which type of tissue is going to have lignified spots? Sclerenchyma tissue. Okay. Lignified.
Yeah.
Yes, sclerenchyma. Okay.
Done, sir.
Done, everybody in the class? And where it is used? Where it is being used? Means, do you have any? There are two types. Means like we have fibers also. Fibers. There are two types. Sclerenchyma. They are of two types. One is skeleton and the one is fibers, like thread-like a structure that comes out from the coconut. Okay, coconut husk. That is fiber. That is also made up of sclerenchyma. Okay, so don't think that they are just a flat surface. That entire tissue may also consider. Means sclerenchyma can also be in the form of fibers, thread-like structure. Okay, got it? Got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
if I ask you that, what is
Yes, sir.
the now let's discuss about the sclerenchyma, parenchyma, and parenchyma tissue. Okay, so let's write some points about them that are important. So let's discuss. Note it down, okay. So let's discuss your students. So if I talk about the parenchyma, then collenchyma, and then sclerenchyma, three types of cells. Okay, if I talk about it, one is the sclerenchyma, sorry, parenchyma. Parenchyma. The second one is collenchyma. And they are diametric means that is going to have the same diameter on all sides. Okay, isodiametrical cells which are oval. They may be oval, spherical, or polygonal in shape. Okay, like the polygons are also if I'm having like this, so they are just going to have the distance from this or also isodiametrical. Okay, so they are isodiametrical cells which are oval, spherical, and polygonal in shape, while the collenchyma are circular and oval shape. And the sclerenchyma very well in shape. They don't have, they may be in the form of fibers. means elongated cells. In the fiber, they are the elongated cells. In the sclerids, they are the circular cells. Okay. So we can say that in fibers, they are elongated cells. So in sclerenchyma, the shape may be variables. It does not have any particular shape. Okay, you got it? You got it? Abhijabba, you
Yes,
got
sir.
it? Okay.
Yes.
So let's move. Let's move. So here the wall in the sclerenchyma is thin. It is thin and cellulosic. The wall is present. And here uneven thickening means you know that they are not having the even thickening. Because in the parenchyma, they need to provide the flexibility to the plant. And if they need to provide the flexibility, then you know that there should be uneven thickening because where the thickening is more, so it can't be bent. So the position where we need to bend, you know that if we need to bend the finger also, then we need this gap here in the fingers. So uneven thickening of the cell wall is present. And here the lignified secondary cell wall is present. Cytoplasm is abundant. You know that protoplasm is parenchyma is living cell, so it means it must have abundant amount of cytoplasm. And this is also in parenchyma, the cytoplasm is present. But no, you know that in sclerenchyma, these are the dead cells, only nothing is present, only the cell wall is there. So they don't have any cytoplasm. So the cytoplasm is absent. They have nucleus. Nucleus is present, but the nucleus is absent because it is dead cell. Okay, and vacuoles, they are large vacuoles are present. They are vacuolated, and these are vacuoles are absent. Intermolecular space. If I talk about intermolecular space, that is also present. Here it is absent, and here it is absent. So please make a table differentiating the parenchyma, sclerenchyma, and this type of tissue. So please make this table in your copy fast. Avni, are you there? Amal, are you there? Amal, Avni,
Yes, sir, I'm
Yaz,
here.
Yes, sir, I'm
Yes,
here.
sir. Yes, sir, I'm here.
Umaisa, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So please note it down. Are you having any issue, any problem in this topic that we're discussing right now?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Please note it down. Okay, note it down. And it's writing.
Done.
I can ask any students that fine that read the definition for me. Okay, if you have not noted this one, then you will not be able to answer this. Okay, so please write each and everything properly. Okay, this is very important for you.
Sir, done.
Done. Okay. So the remaining
Yes,
part,
sir.
intermolecular space, intercellular space noted down. Intercellular space is present in the parenchyma, absent in the collenchyma, and also absent in the sclerenchyma. Amni, when are you going to have your exams?
What, sir?
I'm asking that when are you going to have your exams? When is your exams?
It starts from 28th.
Is the full chapters of this, means this full chapter is coming, or the up to the plant tissue it is coming?
Wait, I'll say the chapters for bio.
Full, full chapter of tissue is coming. What mean? Full chapter? How many students in the class is going to have full chapters in chemistry? Coming examinations. How many students are there in class? Amal, Rumaisa, I'm asking some questions. Why are you not replying?
Sir, I only
Everyone
have till
muted.
page number 73.
Page number 73 means no animal tissues coming, means
No.
no till page number 73. What? Avni, sorry,
Yes,
Amal,
sir.
Rumaisa, Amal, may I know the syllabus of your of tissue? Is the whole chapter is coming, or the up to the planted is coming examination?
So the whole chapter is coming.
Whole chapter. Rumaisa, yours? Rumaisa, are you there in the class? Rumaisa. Stop. Okay, so let's start here, students. Now we have discussed this collenchyma and gamma parenchyma. Let's talk about the let me explain you that where we are right now. Okay, let me explain you. So we are studying the tissue chapter, the plant tissue, and in the plant tissue has been divided into two parts. One is the meristematic tissue. Okay, simple, and the simple meristematic tissue. There are keep on dividing tissue. Okay, so meristematic. And the other one is the permanent. Permanent, okay. So meristematic and permanent. Now this permanent is two types: simple and complex. Simple permanent tissue is further divided into simple permanent is further divided into parenchyma, the collenchyma, and the sclerenchyma. And this parenchyma we have further divided into three parts: simple parenchyma, the chlorenchyma,
Actually, sir, in my syllabus, there's only plant tissue for this upcoming exam.
animal tissue is not coming. Okay. So this is parenchyma, chlorenchyma, and the next one is parenchyma. So we have done this three: simple parenchyma stores foods, chlorenchyma helping the photosynthesis, and parenchyma provide buoyancy and helping the plants for float. It help the water plants to float. Okay, this collenchyma we have also discussed. Provide flexibility, bending of leaves. Okay, so we have discussed this. In sclerenchyma, we have also discussed that these are dead cells. They don't have any molecular space. Intermolecular space protoplasm is absent. Cytoplasm is absent. Okay, we have discussed this. Now we are just talking. We have just discussed simple permanent tissue as a whole. Now we are just going to discuss this complex tissue. The complex tissue we also call the vascular bundles. I'm just talking about complex permanent tissue. Complex permanent tissue. Complex permanent. Okay. Permanent tissue. Now this is of two types. One is the xylem and the second one is the phloem. Xylem consists of four parts. Xylem, parenchyma, xylem, fiber, and the last one is trichids and vessels. Last one is trichids, and vessels. In simple here, phloem is also made up of phloem, parenchyma. It is made up of, it consists of phloem fiber, and this companion cells, last one is C tubes. Okay, so we are just going to discuss this one, each and every one. Rumaisa is there in the class? Rumaisa? We done? Noted this one? So should I move?
No, sir.
So done.
We discuss what is complex tissue.
No, sir.
Everybody? Everybody in the class done? So let's move. That is complex permanent tissue. Now, talking about this one, complex tissue. Okay, here is complex tissue. So it consists of, that I am talking about the complex tissue. And what's the difference between complex and simple permanent tissue? Simple permanent tissue, if it is simple, that means one type of tissue. If I'm talking about a particular type of tissue, let's say I'm talking about parenchyma. If I'm talking about the collenchyma, so then all the collenchyma tissue is going to have same kinds of cells. But you know that when we are having a different types of things, if I'm talking about the complex permanent tissue are not going to have only one type of cells. We have written that the xylem is a tissue that is made up of four types of different types of cells: trichids, vessels, xylem parenchyma, xylem fiber. So this is going to have four different types of cells. Okay. So what is complex permanent tissue? It consists of more than one type of cells which work together as a unit. Okay. There is not only a single, there are more than one type of cells and they work together as a unit. Okay. For example, if I'm saying that that circulatory system in human beings is made up of different types of these things. Okay. It consists of different types of things. One is like if I'm talking about the circulatory system, that it consists of heart, it consists of blood vessels, it consists of heart, it consists of blood capillaries. Okay. So this is considering this is making as a whole as a circulatory system. Now talking about this one here, we can say that, okay, so if I'm talking about this complex tissue, the complex tissue here is going to consist of how many types of cells? Different types of cells. When they join together, they form a complex tissue. So if I'm talking about what does it help? So it help in the transportation. Complex tissues, generally vascular bundles, are going to, means we can say that they help in the transportation of organic materials like water, minerals, and foods also. Okay. So the food that is being prepared by the plant, it need to transfer from one part of the plant to a different part of the plant. So how it is being transferred? They need some pipes, some connectivity there. Okay. So if I'm just transferring something from Abdul Jabbar, are you there? Your mic So
Yes,
your
yes.
video is not on. Your video is not there. Why are you? Okay. So if I'm talking about this one, that so if what's the main function of complex permanent tissue? The main function of complex permanent tissue is just to transfer something that is like either it can be plant, it can be water, minerals, or some food that is being prepared. Okay. So if I'm just talking about this one, the water is being transferred. Water and minerals are being transferred with the xylem tissue, and this phloem tissue is going to transfer the food particles, food substance. Okay. So let's talk about this one. Note it down. Yeah. Note it down. That complex tissue, it consists of more than one type of cells together, which together as a whole unit. Okay, it helps in transportation of organic material like water, minerals. It is also known as conducting or vascular tissue. Okay. And there are two types, xylem and phloem, together form vascular bundles. So note this all 4 points in your copy.
So done.
Done? Everybody?
Yes.
Okay. So let's have you written this one, each and everyone? So
Mm.
let's talk about the xylem tissue. Okay. What is xylem tissue and what is the main function of xylem tissue? Xylem tissue is one-way conducting, and we can say that it's help in the transportation of water from one place to from one part of the plant to the other part. Okay. So this is the let's so let's you write here that what is xylem tissue. Okay. So xylem tissue is just like this. Okay. These are the pipe-like structures that you are seeing here. Okay. These are the pipe-like structures, and they're made up of 4 types of tissue, and also known as vascular or mechanical tissue. Okay, and they have thick wall. Okay, let's talk about it. What type of walls they have. Okay. So if I talk about the tracheids, its xylem tissue is made up of 4 types. It consists of 4 types of cells. One is tracheid, second is vessel, third is xylem parenchyma, fourth one is sclerenchyma. Or you can say xylem fiber also. Xylem fiber. Because fiber, the type of parenchyma, sorry, sclerenchyma here is found is the type of scleren, because you know that fiber is a sclerenchyma. Okay, and sclerenchyma are of 2 types. Consist of fiber-like cells and as sclerids. So if I just talk about this tracheids, so tracheids are just this pointed spindle-like shape structure, like the spindles, and they have perforations. Perforation means pores over it. So these are the tracheids that have a corners like edge, okay, like this. And then is another type of cell that is vessels that are cylindrical shapes. And they also have the perforations. And the main thing about the xylem tissue is that help in the xylem tissue. Xylem tissue help help in conduction of water in minerals, and they are one-way conducting. Means they conduct the water from roots to the upper part or the plant. They don't means backflow of water is not possible because they can consist of valves. So note something about the first of all before writing this. Note something about the xylem tissue. So xylem tissue is xylem tissue. It is water conducting tissue. It is water and mineral conducting tissue. It it is one way conducting. It is one way conducting. Okay, it is one way conducting. Means it conduct water from i.e. from root to stem, from root to stem. Okay, got it? Got it? So if I'm saying that what's the function of parenchyma, you know that parenchyma means storage of food, sclerenchyma means support. Okay. So if I'm talking about this two, xylem, parenchyma, so it means storage of food, storage of food. Parenchyma means storage of food. And if I'm talking about xylem fibers or xylem sclerenchyma, so it means sclerenchyma tissue provides support, provide mechanical supports, provide mechanical support. Mechanical support. You understood? So if I talk about the other two, the remaining two is tracheids and vessels. Tracheids and vessels. So actually they are the main conducting tissue that help in the conduction of water from one part of the plant to the other part of the plant. Okay, so how does it conduct help with the conduction? So let's discuss about it. Note it down here. Everybody noted this one? These 2 points?
Yes, sir. Done.
Done. Okay. So please note the important points of tracheids only. These are the elongated angular dead cells. Actually, only in xylem tissue, only xylem parenchyma is living. Others are dead. This is only living cells. This is also dead. They both are dead. Tracheids and vessels are dead, and fibers are also dead. You know this. Fibers are a type of sclerenchyma, so it is also dead. Okay. So if I talk about this one. If I talk about this one, so what is tracheids? Tracheids are the elongated cells. Elongated, you know that and are the flowering plant and gymnosperms are non-flowering plants or they don't bear seeds. Okay, so we can say that. So tracheids are they conduct water and they conduct water in minerals in gymnosperm. Gymnosperm non-flowering plants. Non-flowering plants. Okay. So tracheids okay, help in transportation of water in non-flowering plants. Vessels have, you can say that it is an advanced element generally found in angiosperm. Angiosperm means flowering plant. Angiosperms are flowering plants. Flowering plant. Okay. And they are cylindrical tube-like structures and efficient for conduction of water. So note it down. They are advanced elements generally found in angiosperms. Vessels are cylindrical, tube-like are cylindrical only and efficient in the conduction of water. Note it down. Note the underlined one. And xylem parenchyma. What does xylem parenchyma do?
It
What does
stores
xylem?
starch. It stores
Yes.
starch.
Only right stores store starch. Okay, food or storage of starch. And xylem parenchyma, non-living fiber cells with thick cell wall.
It is a mechanical support of the
Yeah, it is a
plant.
mechanical. Yeah, it is a mechanical support that we have written discussing in this classes. Here you need to write here that the annual ring of the plant. Okay, annual ring. Just we can. How can we predict the age of the plant? So you know that there is always an annual ring is. You know that when a plant is cut or a tree is cut. Okay, so on the part you see the such some ring like structures on the plants. And this ring like structures. This is an annual ring. Every year a plant get a new ring. A new ring. Okay. So this is called annual ring present in the trunk of the tree is of xylem rings. That is what made by xylems. Okay. So we can count the age of the plant by counting that rings. Okay. Please note it down.